I've played Elder Scrolls Online in nearly every beta weekend since September 2013. That means I have had a lot of time to forge my first impressions of the game. My analysis? 'Tis a silly game. I agree. Silly, silly, silly. Not sure what I mean? Let's start from the beginning, shall we? Elder Scrolls Online starts with a text scroll. By intro cinematic placeholder, I'm going to assume that means they just haven't found a voice actor yet. So consider this my official audition. It is the year 582 of Tamriel's second era. You are an unknown prisoner taken with others in chains to an underground ritual site. Last in line, you witnessed the sacrifice of the others by a high elf necromancer. You know your turn is next. As you lie on the stone altar, you look up to see the knife coming down. There is a flash. Apparently ZeniMax doesn't have an ear for greatness when they hear it. It's time for character creation. You can choose from 3 alliances which have 3 different races. Unless you want to pre-order. So I chose my faction and then chose my specific breed of human. I went with Daggerfall and a Red Guard because I dig the fro. You also choose from one of 4 classes: Dragon Knight, Sorcerer, Nightblade, and Templar. While 4 classes might seem a bit low, they really only choose your class skills, as you're free to use whatever armor and weapons you want. But we'll get into that more in a bit. Then you choose your super buff physique, because I'm chunky enough in real life. Let me live in my fantasy world. There are also dozens of sliders to help make your character only slightly attractive. I tried my best, and I'm still pretty ugly. Maybe I just picked the wrong race, but I am way too lazy to go back and fix it. Ooh, I can also choose a voice. You know, I'm just gonna skip over this obvious poop joke. Please note my restraint. You then wake up in a prison. Or maybe it's a day spa for supermodels. I can't really tell. When a ghostly figure appears, voiced by Dumbledore, who can't seem to figure out if he wants to deliver his lines in a slow, soothing manner.
Slowly now. You've been through an ordeal. Take a few moments to collect.
Or just be flat out bonkers.
Like you, I'm a prisoner in this place. Yet
This is the Prophet. He is...
I am the past and the future, both. I am despair and hope.
In other words, he's completely f***ing useless. He also randomly doesn't complete sentences.
Then find Lyris Titan.
Born. Titan. Born. There's a born there. Then it's time to...
We are escaping. Let me open your door.
Since your head looks like an instrument of torture, I'd rather just chill in here. Huh. You know, this isn't making my decision of prison or supermodel day spa any easier. This is where you pick out your first weapon. As I mentioned earlier, Elder Scrolls Online allows you to use whatever weapon you'd like, regardless of your class. I have always had the desire to be a bow-wielding healer, so I picked up my weapon and shot down my first enemy. The combat is a lot like other Elder Scrolls games. You feel free to take your pick on whether that's good or bad. Left click to attack, click and hold for a power attack, right click to block, click both buttons to interrupt enemy attacks, number keys for special attacks, and dodging. After making my way through some rooms, I finally come across Lyris Titan Born. However, my character is really bad at picking up women.
Who told you to find me?
A strange figure appeared in my cell. An old man in rags. Yep, that line gets him every time. He said our fates were intertwined. Wait.
Then find Lyris Titan.
No, we didn't. Turns out, I'm a f***ing liar. And she bought it. Well, it's official. She's a nutter. And enormous, jeez! While trying to escape this prison/day spa, I also learned to sneak, which is basically crouching and looking at a meter in the center of the screen. No one will ever see me here. I'm like a shadow in the night. You know, I'm just gonna skip this obvious Lord of the Rings joke. Please note my restraint. After destroying that all-seeing eye, you'll find out that the Prophet's cell is blocked, so Lyris suggests talking to a man named Cadwell.
Cadwell is the oldest of the Soul Shriven. After years of torment, Soul Shriven usually go insane and turn feral. But not Cadwell. He was already insane before he left Tamriel.
Leave the jokes to me, okay, Lyris? So we have to find Cadwell, who's apparently crazy. Let's see here, who could it possibly be? No, probably not this guy. Maybe. But this guy looks pretty damn suspicious. Or maybe it is the guy with the pot on his head. I don't know.
Sir Cadwell, yes, indeed, a pleasure. And fair Lyris, good to see you.
Wait, is that the voice of John Cleese? The John Cleese. Comedic legend, John Cleese. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to hear him, but when I find the person who gave him this bit role, I'm going to slap them with a rubber chicken. Cadwell sends us on our way through a trap-infested cave of some sort, and eventually we get to the Prophet's cell. But apparently to open up the cell, Lyris must sacrifice herself. Why? Who cares? Get in there. Actually, I kind of regret losing Lyris because the Prophet is an asshole.
You are but a trace of your former self, a soulless one, an empty vessel.
Well, f*** you too. But no matter how much I hate him, I've got to help him so we can escape. So after a quick boss battle, it's time to get out of here.
If we are to return to our own realm, we must act quickly.
First, you must activate the anchor.
Ah! I'm standing right here! Stop yelling! Ass hole. You know what? I'm just gonna... Totally worth it. I guess now is a good time to mention that I leveled up a few times while I was running around the day spa. When you level up, you're able to put a point into magicka, health, or stamina, and you're also given a skill point. Skill points can also be earned if you find 3 sky shards around the world. As I've said before, part of your skill set is determined by your class. Being a Templar, I have 3 trees of skills to choose from. You also have weapon trees where you can place points to unlock weapon-specific skills. Skills also have levels. As you level up skills, you can give them alternate effects, such as hitting multiple enemies or adding damage over time. I found this to be a nice addition to the basic leveling progression. So I've landed in Tamriel. Apparently I was rescued by Captain Colleen, and... Hello. I do have a soft spot for green ladies, but we're gonna have to do something about the pointy teeth. They gots to go. Captain Colleen leads a ruthless group of river dancers, but she needs my help gathering up some people for a job. So off I go to find Larissa, picking up quests along the way, most of which involve gathering things or exploring things, with plenty of killing in between. But to help Colleen, I first have to help Larissa save 3 of her crew members from the evil Captain Helene. I could have done this in disguise the whole time and avoided fighting, but nah. After saving her 3 crew members, I then head to the beach where Larissa, who has changed outfits, tells me I need to infiltrate Helene's ship to save her last crew member. After I infiltrate Helene's ship, I find that Larissa, having changed outfits again, has poisoned Helene. I'm given the choice to leave her to die or to give her the antidote. Being the nice guy that I am, I gave her the antidote. While this was cool, it didn't seem to affect the story much, as Larissa, who has changed yet again, good lord, how many outfits do you have, lady? Doesn't seem to care. It was at this point I decided just to explore the island to see what I could find. Sure enough, there was a lot that you could potentially miss. I found dozens of quests, some caves, a goblin camp, and this was probably the most fun I had during my playtime. Just being able to run around aimlessly while still being able to accomplish things was a nice feeling. Like helping a pacifist orc prove himself to his mother by killing a giant snake. Oh, damn it! However, I felt like my exploration was a bit limited, as I was pretty much stuck on this island until I progressed the story. I do like that some quests have differing paths you can take, such as keeping a crystal for your partner, or giving it to a thug who says your partner stole it. I'm not really sure what ramifications these choices have, but I guess it's pretty cool that they're here. And I'm going to call it here. Elder Scrolls has a lot going for it. I didn't delve into crafting and some of the other features Elder Scrolls has, but overall, I don't think the game is as bad as some people are making it out to be. Do I think the game is for me? Nah. But that's okay, not every game has to appeal specifically to me. That said, I'm very interested to see how this game does at launch and how it evolves afterwards. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some flirting to do. Hey baby, I was told to find you by a strange figure who appeared in my cell. An old man in rags. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date on when I upload a new video, then make sure to click that subscribe button. And if you want to stay up to date on absolutely everything I do, you can follow me on Twitter. That'd be pretty cool. If you want to watch more of my videos, I've put 2 of them right here. And if you really want to support what I do, please make sure to share this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. And if you want to take even a bigger step to support what I do, you can also visit my Patreon page. Thanks again, everyone.